Welcome to the first EIP editing office hour. Thanks to everyone who joined. And before we go ahead with today's office hour, let me first congratulate all the EIP authors behind the merge upgrade. We have Bellatrix activated this morning. So a huge congratulations to Mikhail Kalanin, Danny Ryan, Vitalik Buterin, EIP editors, client implementation team, and everyone supporting the upgrade. So continuing to support EIP authors, we have started this EIP editing office hour. And the main goal here is to invite all current authors as well as aspiring authors to show up on this meeting if they have any questions or concerns or anything they would like to learn about the EIP editing or the EIP process in terms of changing from one status to another. Thank you to Sam Wilson for volunteering for this and helping out with questions that may be coming up from EIP authors. So yeah, let me just invite him to maybe provide a basic details of how EIPs are written in general, common mistakes, and maybe pro tips. And after that, we can pick up some new proposals which have been submitted in the past week in the EIP's GitHub repository. So welcome, Sam.
Hey, thanks, Pooja. So I guess I'm going to be talking about EAP editing, and I'll be here to answer any questions for authors that want to drop in and say hi. Always feel free to interrupt me if you have a question or something you want to talk about specifically, say your EIP. But yeah, so I guess some of the biggest issues that we see in EIP editing are just not following the template correctly, not filling out the preamble properly. Obviously spelling and grammar is something that comes up pretty often, and mixing up the motivation and rationale section. So those are probably some of the biggest, easiest mistakes that people make. And, over the next couple of meetings or whatever, we'll probably see some examples of that. And yeah. But yeah, the EIP process shouldn't be too onerous, and I know it's a kind of a long process to get through for proposals, so we kind of want to make it easier for everybody, and that's why I'm here. So drop in, ask questions, and we'll hopefully be able to get you through the process quicker. Thanks.
Thank you, Sam. That is quite an advice. Like, yes, these are the common mistakes, and I hope that this can be less seen in future. And yeah, come up with your questions. So maybe for today, we can start with a couple of proposals which are in draft. Sam, it's totally up to you if you would like to screen share, or we can just quickly discuss. I can list the numbers of pull requests.
There we go. Is that working?
It is.
Perfect.
Maybe you would like to refresh that. I have added a few more.
Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. Okay. So I guess let's dive right in with 5568. All right. So I think right off the bat, we have a title here that isn't descriptive enough. I think we could do a little bit better. So one thing that I try to do is kind of soften my PR comments a little bit. Yeah, I end up saying I think this a lot, and they're usually required. So
Right.
It's always hard figuring out how long to make titles because they do have a very strict character limit. So yeah, titles are like hard for EIPs. Let's see. So well-known revert reason. Hmm. So that's probably too long. Let's find out. You wouldn't happen to know the limit offhand, would you, Pooja? I think it's like 50 characters or 44 characters.
No, I don't
Yeah.
have.
So this is 46, and if we do E1, yeah, sorry, going on a bit of a detour here.
Well, I guess that's helpful. Like it's a good piece of information, even I'm missing on that.
So it is 44 characters. Hmm. Hmm. There we go. All right. Signal to wallet that action is needed by returning a customer record. That's pretty reasonable. Author's good. We have a discussions to link. That's good. All right. Interface. Interface. So what is an interface EIP? So method names, contract APIs. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Okay, oftentimes a smart contract needs to signal to a wallet that an action needs to be taken, such as to sign a transaction or send HTTP request to a URL. Traditions logic in the front end. This allows the smart contract itself to request the action. This means that, for example, an exchange of market can directly tell the wallet to approve the smart contract. Oh, interesting. Okay. The instruction ID of an instruction defined by an EIP must be its EIP number. The EIP must define exactly 0 or 1 instruction ID. The structure of the instruction data for any instruction ID must be defined by the EIP that defines the instruction ID. That's interesting. Okay. Before submitting a transaction to the mempool, it must be evaluated in a local fork of the chain. If it reverts, it has a revert reason starting with the bytes 15C0, then it must be treated as a signal. To parse the signal, discard the first 2 bytes. Instruction ID. Okay. So I think. So that's technically like a like content feedback, and I should probably be putting it on the discussion thread, but you know what, I will. Because we try to use the pull request only for like feedback on the formatting and like not on the content, and the discussion thread for content. So
Yeah, that makes sense because every time they will be coming up with new pull request once this is
exactly.
merged. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Um, okay, so that seems pretty reasonable. Then what else? There was something else I wanted to say. Oh, how does this? There, okay. So, yeah. Now, what do I have to talk about here? Oh, there's a lot of stuff on here. All right. Cool. That's easy. Chain specific addresses. Who wrote this? Is it? Yeah, this is somebody else. Okay. Where is the link to? What EIP is this? I love when people don't put their EIPs in here. Keep 2, scale.
Seems very old, 2021.
Yeah, yeah. Specification. Chain specific address. Hmm. Well, we'll just skip this one for now.
Yeah, I have added a new proposal, a new poll request, which is a proposal to move to the final status. So if you can refresh that, maybe you will get it.
Sure. Do you know the number for that one? No, to final.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, we can look at
yeah,
that one.
yeah.
These ones are always hairy. So what is this doing? Is this moving a... Okay, this is moving one of Panda's EIPs. So we're past the last call deadline. So we have changes. So changes in last call generally should reset the last call timer. Okay, motivation. So there's not that much changed in... It's false. Okay, so it's just unwrapping some text. Okay, that's good. Subdomain by index and total subdomains. So this seems like an actual like functional change. So since this is a...
All right, Sam, looks like there is a comment related to this particular 4834 in chat.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Oh,
in
sorry, I
the
didn't even notice chat was going on here.
Yeah, not a problem. And that's why I thought of mentioning it. So it looks like Panda and Victor discussed whether 137 should or should not be included.
Yeah, I kind of skipped over that. So I'm of the stance that unless it's required reading to implement the EIP, you don't need to put it in the requires header. Other EIP editors have a different stance on that. It just really hasn't been formalized. Yeah.
That's fine. I mean, looks like if the author has he put it in mandatory? I mean,
Well,
it
he
requires
it
section.
was in required like 20 and 173, and they removed it. So
Okay, yeah.
yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. So looks mostly fine. Yeah, just needs a few other little changes there, process stuff. All right. Oh, you want to do 5466? Sure, we can do that. Okay. So, yeah, we're just waiting on 3 more approvals. All
That's
right.
because this is an update to EIP one, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Got it. Thank you. Sorry for interruption here.
Oh,
Now
no,
we
no
can go
worries.
ahead with that. One other one is about the last call. Pull request number is 5506. If you can refresh, you will find it.
5506.
Mhm.
All right, let's take a look at this one here. Wide 2612. So what's going on with this one? Needs approval from Mr. Chico. Yeah, so we're just waiting on an approval from Mr. Chico. Yeah, that's all.
Okay, do we need like a dual approval, or is it because this approval was not on the GitHub? That's why we are looking for.
So it's because Mr. Chico approved it, and then they changed it after, so it removed his approval. So now we have to wait for his approval again.
Got it.
Yeah. Yeah. I
All right.
wish people would just add themselves as authors more often. Like if Mr. Chico is not responding like quickly, this Frangio person should be adding themselves as an author. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can have champions. Need not have authors all the time. There are times when champions can move the proposals forward.
Yeah, maybe I'll say that. So
Mhm. And if my understanding is correct, when this is again coming up or with updates, we may have to revisit and change the last call date and date, right?
oh god. Yep. Yeah. Oh, that's annoying. I can't wait till we get the bot doing that.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
All right. So we can do this other status change here. Oh, that's an easy one. Let's go and see the full file. Okay. Trades for special NFTs. with immutable ownership and predetermined immutable burn authorization. So yeah, so defines the interface extending tokens before issuance. Both parties have to agree on who has the authorization to burn this token. Burn authorization. The idea of burn tokens. Who has the authorization to burn this token? Burn authorization. Okay. Okay, good. Burn auth, blah, blah, blah. Should be permitted. Okay. So there's an interface. Cool. Okay, non-transferable. Okay, those all seem fine. Backwards compatibility. Yeah, I mean, that seems fine. I'm okay with this moving to review. Okay.
I think that covers our status change, and
Yep.
we can go with the rest of the open phone requests.
Sounds good. Fungible tokens as a method of distributing digital receipts for physical purchases. All right, standard digital receipts. Let's pull this up. Okay, requires 721. So this EIP proposes scheme for digital receipts of transactions. Purchase from the store. It's relatively simple. Okay, so Two important questions about this proposal. Chain one. Okay, transaction flow. Customer purchases an item from an online retailer. Checking out leads the customer to an option to mint an NFT. The smart contract provides the user with a digital receipt non-fungible token. When fulfilling the order, the retailer will upload the digital receipt specified in the JSON schema below as the metadata to the previously minted NFT. So, specific period and the JSON schema is composed of two parts. The root schema contains high-level details for the receipt, for example, date and vendor, and another schema for option recurring line items contained in the receipt. All right. All right, I'm just going to assume this is valid JSON schema because that's fine. Line items, okay. Community on previous tools to show our receipts. The new property receipt contains a newly provided receipt structure, and the signature property requires the vendor to digitally sign the receipt structure. Interesting. So this is more of a question that goes over here. Loaded by the only address that can update the receipt metadata. Why do you? Okay, digitally sign the receipt structure. Okay. Title, supply date, format date, string, integer. Okay, so. Okay, it's 21, security considerations. Okay. Yeah, it seems fine. Yeah, this looks fine to me. I think we can go ahead as it, well, other than the comments I left, I think we can go ahead as a draft. So there we go. And then we can post that. And then going on to the next EIP. 573.
Yeah, if you will refresh, I think all the proposals that you have already looked into, you
I
can
checked, yeah.
find it. Yeah, check.
Cool. All right, this has already had some discussion on it. All right, let's see. 4362. Okay, so we got some EIP number problems. Great. I love when that happens. Um, okay, okay. All right. All right. Okay, so no discussion about the EIP number. So we're going to go and do that. So this will be 5573. Okay. Okay. 5573. How does that actually formalize? Sign in with Ethereum. Sign in with, there it is. So sign, oh my God. They picked like the most complicated way of capitalizing this. That's all right.
It is still in review status.
Yeah, that's fine. They're getting it through, I think. Okay, so let's see how long this is. It's probably gonna be too long. So this, go away, chat. 46, so you're a little bit too long. Yeah, just calling it sign in with Ethereum without cap grok would be better. Don't use your number in the title. Markdown render will add it for you. Also, I think it's useful to include sign in with Ethereum in the title. Yep.
I have a question here. So it seems like this is a new proposal, right?
Yep.
And they are trying to like have it from SIWE, like extension of that proposal.
Yep.
All right.
There we go. Okay, description. We need the same capitalization. And we can do that. Okay, so
I'm not sure if this is appropriate, but I would like to make a mention. Looks like the other editor, so the author may have originally written SIWE, Cap Cork extension. Okay, capabilities it is with EIP number, and then we are writing it sign in with Ethereum. So yeah, we can definitely have SIWE capabilities, right? If they would like to have it.
Yeah, I think SIWE isn't
Common.
yeah,
Okay,
it's not a
I get that.
term, yeah.
That makes sense, yep.
Yeah, I can add that to my so we'll change this to sign in with Ethereum in the title. Move choice to the right. That said, sign in with Ethereum isn't entire. Missing an E there. There we go. There. Okay, so consistent capitalization. Minimum on top of sign with Ethereum form consent to delegate capabilities with an extensible scope. Okay, authors are good. Good. Sign with Ethereum. Describes how Ethereum accounts authenticate with blockchain services. Relying parties by setting standard method format described by scope, session details, security mechanism. All right, so there's definitely some changes here that need to be made. Okay. So, sign in with Ethereum describes how blah, 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 blah. Okay.
Looks like spelling of Ethereum is not right in the first or second line.
Sorry, where?
How spelling of Ethereum. Or is it right?
I think it's right.
Oh, yeah, it is right. It is showing red at my
Yeah,
end
I
for
don't
some
have it.
reason. The fonts are, yeah, very small.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. Actually, I'll be right back. Just give me 1 second. Sorry.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Hey, sorry about that.
Not a problem.
Okay, so first was sign in with Ethereum. Okay. So 4361. Just EIP 4361. About sign in with Ethereum. It's fine to get short. Okay, this specification describes so this proposal describes a mechanism on top of sign in with Ethereum to give informed consent to get delegate capabilities for this. Delegate. Isn't the term delegate? Seems like it's
yeah. I was wondering if this is a new term they have coined for
Yeah. The way how a delegate. Oh,
Looks like that is a term,
okay, but just an uncommon one.
right? So it says that it refers to an employee, independent contractor, or agent of user.
Okay, so it's not necessarily the wrong term, but
Right.
yeah. Okay. To get how to delegate capabilities to an authorized delegate. How a delegate authenticates against target resource is out of scope of this specification, out of scope for the specification, and depends on the implementation of target resource. Sign in with Ethereum. How do I want to do this? I think something like this would probably be the best. So / EIP 4361.md, and then we can just remove this last little bit here. Okay. Sign with Ethereum now. Yeah, so that EIP 4361 or sign in with Ethereum describes how Ethereum accounts authenticate with blockchain services. Okay, CapGrox. Okay, so term CapGrox is new and should be defined somewhere before this point. Perhaps in the abstract. Work for okay. So specification. The specification of 3 different audiences. Um, let's see. Okay, CapGrok. A message complying with the specification, in essence, contains one CapGrok URI in the resources section, and the corresponding CapGrok statement appended to the okay. So both the proposal and messages in it. Messages standard. Okay, CapGrok URI, type of URI under a certain namespace that resolves to a CapGrok details object. CapGrok details object, a JSON object describing the actions and optionally the resources associated with CapGrok under a certain namespace. Okay, resource service. Just providing third party. So my biggest problem with the sign in with Ethereum people is that it's like they're writing specifications like for a formal system as opposed to like Ethereum EIP, so they have a completely different style. And I'm not exactly sure how to convey that to the authors.
I may be in touch with the authors. I have invited them for peep. So if there is anything that needs to be positively signaled to them,
It's not super important. It's just the way they write specifications is like an old school like RFC, like very jargon heavy, and it's like EIPs are generally written more accessibly. There's nothing
Right.
like technically wrong with it. It's just style. JSON
Yeah.
object describing actions. Okay. Okay. CapGrok SWE specification defines the following. CapGrok is a CapGrok is an EIP 4361 message following a specific format that allows an Ethereum account to count. Okay. All right, so that's fine. The following SIWE message fields are used to further define the scope of all CapGrok capabilities. The issued at field must be specified.
So we are very close to time, and
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
we are.
I think there are a couple of points that I would like to mention about this proposal that you are reviewing, as Sam was mentioning earlier about the common mistakes. One of those is the EIP number allocation. So
Yeah.
if you are listening to this recording and you are an EIP author, you must not attempt to assign the EIP number, and this cannot be any random number. This is an EIP editor's job, so please leave it for them to assign it. And another important note here, I see this proposal is dependent. It has a require section which contains another proposal which is in review, that is not in final status. So it may be fine for this proposal to get merged as draft, but when it comes to last call or moving towards final, it is very important that the proposal on which your proposal is dependent must be in final status. So please work with authors of proposal whom you want to be like as a required section in your proposal. Yeah, and that's what I wanted to mention about it. And I think it was a good session today. This was the very first session for EIP editing office hours. So authors, this is specially dedicated for you. Please take advantage of this time provided by EIP editors and do join us. I will try to share information on ECH GitHub as an agenda and also in the related channels of Catalyst Discord. Thank you, Sam Wilson. Thank you, Victor, and everybody else joining us today.
Thanks for having me. See y'all in 2 weeks.
Bye-bye.